Hi my readers, this is Simona Rich. Please ignore the mess in the background. These are my boxes for the no-dig garden, and since it's a small space here in my studio, I could just push this away, but yeah, there is a mess in my room. In this video I'm going to share you such an important A Course in Miracles lesson. It's my yesterday's lesson. I'm on lesson 136, and these couple of days the messages got so deep. I love them. So the message that I'm going to read out is lesson 135, and it's one of the best lessons in the course so far, so I can't wait to share this with you. So here it is. If I defend myself, I am attacked. This is the name of the message, the title. Who would defend himself unless he thought he were attacked, that the attack were real, and that his own defense could save himself? And herein lies the folly of defense. It gives illusions full reality and then attempts to handle them as real. It adds illusions to illusions, thus making correction doubly difficult. And it is this you do when you attempt to plan the future, activate the past, or organize the present as you wish. So this is so amazing. I just recently made a video about how I understand reality, that you cannot control it. And here it says the same thing, that it's not right to plan, and it's not good to dwell on the past and to try to control the present moment. And this message will get so deep. I hope you will stay with me till the rest of it. You will certainly find it enlightening if you're already awakened to some extent. You operate from the belief you must protect yourself from what is happening because it must contain what threatens you. A sense of threat is an acknowledgement of an inherent weakness, a belief that there is danger which has power to call on you to make appropriate defense. The world is based on this insane belief, and all its structures, all its thoughts and doubts, its penalties and heavy armaments, its legal definitions and its codes, its ethics and its leaders and its gods, all serve but to preserve its sense of threat. What about religions? They always have enemies to protect themselves against. That's what keeps them strong, because the ego needs an enemy always. For no one walks the world in armature, but must have terror striking at his heart. So those who always need much protection are the ones that are most afraid, and they perceive themselves very weak. Defense is frightening. It stems from fear, increasing fear as each defense is made. So amazing. People think that if they protect themselves, they will be more safe, but the more they protect themselves, the less safe they feel. You think it offers safety, yet it speaks of fear made real and terror justified. Is it not strange you do not pause to ask, as you elaborate your plans and make your armor thicker and your locks more tight, what you defend and how, and against what? Let us consider first what you defend. It must be something that is very weak and easily assaulted. It must be something made easy prey, unable to protect itself and needing your defense. What but the body has such frailty that constant care and watchful deep concern are needful to protect its little life? What but the body falters and must fail to serve the Son of God as worthy host? Again, this is the Christian terminology because it's written for Christians, but the message is not Christian. Yet it is not the body that can fear, nor be a thing of fear. It has no needs. The body has no needs but those which you assign to it. It needs no complicated structures of defense, no health-inducing medicine, no care and no concern at all. Defend its life or give its gifts to make it beautiful, or walls to make it safe, and you but say your home is open to the thief of time, corruptible and crumbling, so unsafe it must be guarded with your very life. Is not this picture fearful? Can you be at peace with such a concept of your home? If we believe the bodies are our home, we are not going to experience good life. Yet what endowed the body with the right to serve you, thus accept your own belief? It is your mind which gave the body all the functions that you see in it, and set its value far beyond a little pile of dust and water. So the mind made it such a big thing when actually it's just this physical vehicle to use, and then it will die. Who would make defense of something that he recognized as this? Nobody would protect the body, nobody would defend the body if they really see its real function. The body is in need of no defense. This cannot be too often emphasized. It will be strong and healthy if the mind does not abuse it by assigning it to roles it cannot fulfill, to purposes beyond its scope, and to exalted aims which it cannot accomplish. So if the mind stops assigning to it the functions that the body is not meant to do, the body will be safe and the body will be healthy. Such attempts, ridiculous yet deeply cherished, are the sources for the many mad attacks you make upon it. For it seems to fail your hopes, your needs, your values, and your dreams. The quote-unquote self that needs protection is not real. The body, valueless and hardly worth the least defense, need merely be perceived as quite apart from you, and it becomes a healthy, serviceable instrument through which the mind can operate until its usefulness is over. Who would want to keep it when its usefulness is done? So this is so similar to Buddhist philosophy when it says that the body is not actually even beautiful. It's a horrible thing. We just perceive it to be very beautiful. So basically through such understanding of the body, you get detached from it. And it's also what Eckhart Tolle told, and I listened to his message yesterday, maybe several videos, 2 I guess, or 3 videos. And in one video, Eckhart Tolle talked about why body gets sick, and he also told that because the mind is sick. When the mind functions in a healthy way, the body will function in a healthy way. Defend the body and you have attacked your mind, for you have seen in it the faults, the weaknesses, the limits and the lacks from which you think the body must be saved. You will not see the mind as separate from bodily conditions, and you will impose upon the body all the pain that comes from the conception of the mind as limited and fragile and apart from other minds and separate from its source. So when we believe ourselves to be connected with the source, everything will be okay with the body. If we misuse the mind, attacking others, even in our minds, judging others, perceiving ourselves as separate, trying to gain pleasure, thinking that it will complete us by employing the body, this is what makes the body sick. These are the thoughts in need of healing, and the body will respond with health when they have been corrected and replaced with truth. This is the body's only real defense. Yet, is this where you look for its defense? You offer it protection of a kind from which it gains no benefit at all, but merely adds to your distress of mind. You do not heal, but merely take away the hope of healing. for you fail to see where hope must lie if it be meaningful. A healed mind does not plan. It carries out the plans that it receives through listening to wisdom that is not its own. Wow, how amazing. And I just recently made a video with how I perceive this reality to be, and astrology confirms it, that everything is already written. We don't need to take initiative to do something about our lives, because everything is already arranged. And here it says that the mind that is healthy will not plan, that it will just listen to the guidance. The story is already written, your life is already planned. All you need to do is just tune in and listen to what the source directs you to do. It waits, the mind, the healed mind waits until it has been taught what should be done, and then proceeds to do it. So do not take action until you know for sure in your heart what you should be doing. It does not depend upon itself for anything. The healed mind doesn't depend upon itself for anything except its adequacy to fulfill the plans assigned to it. It is secure in certainty that obstacles cannot impede its progress to accomplishment of any goal that serves the greater plan established for the good of everyone. A healed mind is relieved of the belief that it must plan, although it cannot know the outcome which is best, the means by which it is achieved, nor how to recognize the problem that the plan is made to solve. It must misuse the body in its plans until it recognizes this is so. But when it has accepted this as true, then is it healed and the body is let go. So even if we get the urge to do something, but we don't know how to accomplish it, we don't have yet the tools, we just have to totally trust, be present, totally trust that we will be provided for, and what God planned for us will certainly come true. Enslavement of the body to the plans the unhealed mind sets up to save itself must make the body sick. So all the plans is actually for the protection of the body, because the mind feels weak for its own protection, and it just makes the body unhealthy. It is not free to be the means of helping in a plan which far exceeds its own protection and which needs its service for a little while. In this capacity is health assured. So just if we trust the plan that is already set for us, if we just tune in and listen, and that's what we use the body for, to accomplish that plan, that will assure the health of the body. For everything the mind employs for this will function flawlessly and with the strength that has been given it and cannot fail. So we will even receive more strength if instead of doing everything ourselves, we just listen to God and act accordingly. It is perhaps not easy to perceive that self-initiated plans are but defenses. Self-initiated plans are but defenses. With the purpose all of them were made to realize. They are the means by which a frightened mind would undertake its own protection at the cost of truth. This is not difficult to realize in some forms which these self-deceptions take, where the denial of reality is very obvious. Yet planning is not often recognized as a defense. The mind engaged in planning for itself is occupied in setting up control of future happenings. It does not think that it will be provided for unless it makes its own provisions. So the mind that plans, makes plans for itself, thinks that it's separate from the whole existence, that it is responsible for its own survival. So this is based on fear. Time becomes a future emphasis, to be controlled by learning and experience obtained from past events and previous beliefs. It overlooks the present, for it rests on the idea the past has taught enough to let the mind direct its future course. The mind that plans is thus refusing to allow for change. That's the reason people experience unhappy, routine events. What it has learned before becomes the basis for its future goals. Its past experience directs its choice of what will happen, and it does not see that here and now is everything it needs to guarantee a future quite unlike the past, without a continuity of any old ideas and sick beliefs. So this is what keeps people stuck in the same miserable circumstances. They rely on their limited mind. The mind has limited experiences. It's not unlimited. So it makes you stuck. Anticipation plays no part at all, for present confidence directs the way. Defenses are the plans you undertake to make against the truth. Their aim is to select what you approve and disregard what you consider incompatible with your beliefs of your reality. Yet what remains is meaningless indeed, for it is your reality that is the quote-unquote threat which your defenses would attack, obscure, and take apart and crucify. What could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? This is so beautiful, and it adds to the video that I made about that everything is written for you. And here it says that everything that is planned for you is actually for your own benefit. How beautiful. I would actually accept even things that go wrong, because I know that God already planned everything for us. But here it says that actually the plan for each one of us is planned that is best for us, that is good for us. Perhaps you have misunderstood his plan. Again, it means God's plan. For God, I will replace you with God. For God would never offer pain to you. But your defenses did not let you see God's loving blessing shine in every step you ever took. While you made plans for death, God led you gently to eternal life. Your present trust in God is the defense that promises a future undisturbed, without a trace of sorrow, and with joy that constantly increases as this life becomes a holy instant set in time, but heeding only immortality. Let no defenses but your present trust direct the future, and this life becomes a meaningful encounter with the truth that only your defenses would conceal. So do not live in the past, do not fear the future, do not plan for the future, but just be present, waiting for the directions, and then your life will fall into place and everything will be harmonious and joyful. Without defenses, you become a light which heaven gratefully acknowledges to be its own. So you get in harmony with all the universe without fears, without defenses. And planning is a defense. And it will lead you on in ways appointed for your happiness according to the ancient plan begun when time was born. Your followers will join their light with yours, and it will be increased until the world is lighted up with joy. So people who see your example, they will also follow it, and the joy will keep increasing. And gladly will our brothers lay aside their cumbersome defenses, which avail them nothing and could only terrify. So it's so easy to live in the present, it's so joyful. So when people see you living like this, they will easily drop their burdens to live in the same way. So then the lesson continues, but it's just the practice for today. So this is for the people who follow these lessons from the lesson number 1. I just wanted to share this lesson with you, the text of it, because it's just so inspiring. I'm sure that you felt as joyful as I did, or I'm pretty much sure most people would feel it, those who are awakened to some extent, because it's just so inspiring to know that we don't have to plan, that it's already planned for us, and that the plan is excellent for us, is what we really need and what would make us happy. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Take care.